Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing the cover look of the Allure and Sasha Lane cover. I really enjoy doing this monochromatic makeup look, so if you'd like to see more, then please keep on watching.
So to start off, we're going to be working on the base for the Sasha Lane Allure cover. We're going to be taking the Too Faced Primed and Poreless Primer, and I'm going to be taking about a dime-sized amount of that, as you can see right here. And then I'm just going to rub it in between my fingers to warm up the product and then just apply it first to my T-zone. I like this at first because I feel like it fills in the pores by my nose and cheeks. So that's why I do that first, and then I bring it down to other places that I feel may need to be primed, like my forehead and smile lines. Moving on to foundation, we're going to be using a mixture of two, the Dior Forever Foundation and the Lancome Cushion Foundation. The Dior one is in the lightest shade and Lancome is in the shade 310 Bisque C, I believe. And I'm just going to be taking the Lancome one first and darkening up the edges of my faces where I want it. My skin at the moment, because I was in South Africa, isn't the palest, but it's not the darkest, and I want to use up the Lancome foundation before I open up my other ones. So I'm just going to be taking that on my Morphe foundation brush and applying that all over my face. And here I am just applying the Dior foundation, just dotting it all over my face. This is going to help even out my skin tone and my foundation to make sure that I don't look like I have a really dark face and a really light neck, or a really light neck and a really dark face and a really light neck. So that's what I'm doing right now. For concealer, I'm going to be using the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer, and this is a little bit too dark of a shade at the moment, so I'm just going to be using a tiny amount of that and just dotting it in the places where I want my face to be highlighted. This is really going to help bring the attention to the center of your face and make the outer parts of your face shadow, so it really helps to bring a 3D dimension look to your face versus having it flat. So I'm just going to be taking my ring finger and patting that out. I use my ring finger because it applies the lightest amount of pressure and it really helps to warmthen up the product so it will soak into my skin and just create a more dewy, fresh look. Next up, I'm going to be using my Studio Makeup HD Finishing Powder, and I'm going to be setting my under eyes with that. So first, I'm just going to take my ring finger and look up and pat out any creases that I see, and then I'm just going to take my Morphe brush and some of that powder and just lightly dust it underneath my eyes. I'm not going to bake for the purpose of this look, as her foundation wasn't incredibly full coverage, and I don't really see the need in doing that for this look. So just remember to always look up, pat your concealer, and then go ahead and rub or pat the product on. And I'm just going to do that in any place that I may have some smile lines underneath my eyes, on my forehead. And as you can see, loose powder is going to be very dusty. You're going to have some kickback. So just be aware of that. Don't wear any clothes that are like really important to you, because you're going to get makeup on them. So just make sure you follow those directions and then set your lids as well so shadow blends smoother on top of them. Moving on, we're going to be focusing on the outer parts of Sasha's face, and I did feel that she had some sort of contour or bronzer on her face. But first, before we do that, I'm going to be using the Makeup Forever foundation powder in the shade 200 and just patting that all over my face to make sure that I still have quite a matte base, but also a base that's going to blend powder on top of it nicely. So as you can see there, I'm putting it in the areas where I would contour or bronze, because powder is going to go smoother on top of powder versus powder on top of cream or liquid. For the contour / bronzer, I'm going to be using that shade right there in the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. I'm not exactly sure of the shade name, but it will be listed in the bottom bar for sure. I'm just going to be taking that on my Revlon contour brush and just putting it in the places that I would normally bronze. So I'm going to make sure that I really hit those cheekbones nicely to give off that illusion as well. And when you're bronzing your cheekbones and your forehead, go ahead and stay in almost a 3 type shape. That's really going to show you where the sun would naturally hit your face, is on the outer skirts like that. Always make sure you hit the lower of your contour, or the lower of your cheekbone, and connect it to your ear. That's going to be a way that it looks like a seamless transition into a nice bronze, a nice contour looking makeup application. Moving on to the eyes. This is probably the most intense part of the look. Sasha has very blown out orange smoky eyes. So I thought the best palette that could replicate this was the Urban Decay Ultimate Basics palette. And we're going to be going in with a few shades from there to fully achieve the look that we want. So I'm going to be taking a very nice fluffy brush, the Mally Beauty blending brush. I really love this. It's my favorite blending brush that I own. I think it's very good and very doable for any type of smoky eye that we want. So I don't know the exact colors that I'm going in with at this point, but I will list it in the bottom bar below. But I'm just going in with this specific color, the transition color, and really building it up all the way up to my brow bone to ensure that my eye has a seamless transition and it's not just one color just kind of faded out into my eye. So make sure you really focus on the blending motions that would require this look to be complete. Previously having gone in with the shade Faith, we're now going to go in with the shade Extra Bitter. This shade is incredibly pigmented, incredibly orange-based, a terracotta orange, which is what we want for the look, but we need to go in with a little amount at a time, otherwise it's going to get way too intense. So just make sure you're going in with the small amount each time and really blending that out. As you can see, positioning your head at different angles, looking down, looking up, looking forward, is going to make sure that the eye doesn't get too out of hand. As you can see here, I'm really making sure that I'm blending. That's going to be the key to achieving this look, is making sure that everything is blended and not so construed and harsh lines. We don't want that. We want everything to be seamless. For the sake of time in this video, I just decided to speed up this next portion, but I am really deepening the color. What I'm doing is I'm just taking a small amount of it each time and just putting it more directly into my crease and then blending it out with my blending brush. And I'm just really making sure that I get it to be blown out, to get it to be smoky, but I don't want it to be all over my face or anything like that. So I'm going in with just a small amount of color at one time. And because Sasha's lid was opaque with color, I'm going to be taking more of that Extra Bitter on a flat shader brush, and I'm just going to be packing that onto my lid to make sure that the color is as opaque on my lid as it is on my crease and above to my brow bone. And now to even out the lower lash line, I'm going to be taking that same shade in Extra Bitter and that same brush, and I'm just going to be applying that to my lower lash line. And this is just going to ensure that the look doesn't get too top heavy and it doesn't weigh down our eyes. But Sasha also had a very blended out lower lash line as well. So we're just going to make sure that we apply that to both eyes to make sure that our eye makeup look is symmetrical. Moving on to mascara, I'm going to be curling my eyelashes with my EcoTools eyelash curler. I'm going to be making sure that I give it a good curl. Unfortunately, my lashes are very naturally stick straight, so they're going to fall no matter what, but I just like having them curled for the sake of better mascara application. And for mascara, I'm going to be using the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. I love this mascara. I feel like if you ever have a really intense eye look, if you just apply a few coats of this, it gives you the effect that falsies would. So I'm just going to make sure that I'm applying most of it towards the root and outer half of my lashes, and then using the front of the spoolie to get in on my lower lashes to make sure that my eye is completely coated. And don't forget to hit those bottom lashes as well using the same technique, more of it on the outer half, less product on the inner half, otherwise you're going to get makeup splotches all over. So just do that and you should have very good mascara. I went ahead and did my brows off camera just because everyone's seen them before. I did make them a little larger though for the sake of this look. So moving on to lips, we are going to be applying a sort of warm terracotta color to our lips. So for that shade, I'm going to be going in with the Bite Beauty liquefied lipstick in the shade Chutney, which was also an Allure Best of Beauty winner. So congratulations to Bite Beauty for that. So I'm just going to be taking it and applying it all over my lips. I don't want an incredibly opaque color for this lip, as you can get Chutney to be a lot more opaque, but I wanted it to be sort of subtle as it is on Sasha's lips. You can definitely use a lip liner if you so choose for this look, but I just decided not to, and I felt that I could go ahead and go in without the lip liner and still create a seamless lip look, as you can see here. So for setting spray, I'm going to be using the Project Beauty setting spray and just applying that all over my face. I like this setting spray, but the mist I'm not so much of a fan of. I much prefer the Urban Decay one, but that's a story for a different time. So I'm just going to be fanning that on my face to make sure it dries and to have my face completely set for the day that I'm going to wear this makeup for.
Alright guys, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. If you would like to see more videos like this, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to put the bell notification on so every time I upload you do get a notification. Thank you guys so much again for watching. I love you. Bye.